Hey, what's going on? Super Kinky Ninja here with what might just be the most incredible Minecraft update ever. 1.8. It hasn't come out just yet, but the snapshot that I'm about to go over is pretty much the pre-release to the 1.8 release, which should be sometime soon. So first off, I'm going to get into some of the new blocks that were released before the snapshot because I haven't covered them. First off, you've got granite, diorite, and andesite, and these all have their polish variants, which is not smelting. You just put 4 of them in a crafting square, you know, just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will make the polished version. You can also use a certain mixture of granite and nether quartz to make diorite. You can use a certain mixture of diorite and nether quartz to make, you know, granite and andesite. There's a bunch of different things that you can do. And when I was clearing out the space to do this video, I actually used TNT to smooth it out, and I found some diorite, some granite, and some andesite right there. So these things are super common. But they were just released in a couple snapshots ago, so I figured I'd cover them since I haven't covered them yet. And now the new ones that are in this version of the snapshot, which is 14W25A. This is the pre-release of 1.8. You've got prismarine bricks, and dark prismarine alongside sea lanterns. These 4 blocks are what compensate, or what compose up the majority of the brand new dungeon. It's the water dungeon. That's right, we now have underwater dungeons. People are calling it the water dungeons or the ocean temple, which is weird. I feel like people are just trying not to use the term water temple, which would kind of be incredible if that's what Minecraft was calling it. Sea lanterns are actually animated. If you look up close, they have this cool little animation where they you know, kind of resonate light. And then we have some of the coolest blocks ever, the sponge and the wet sponge. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a sponge to show you guys what they do. If you put it next to water, it doesn't do anything. It has to be touching the water block, but when it does touch the water block, bam! It will clear out the water block and 5 blocks around the water block, assuming that all the water is touching that initial water block. So if you have enough of these, you can really just kind of make your way, you know, like Moses, just keep putting down sponges and clearing your way through. Like, these things are great. And you can see that after I place one of these down, since there's so much water in the area, it's not really clearing out too much. It's just sort of taking it away from the shoreline over there. But they turn into that second block that I was showing you over here, the wet sponge. So after you have a sponge that's saturated in water, it turns into a wet sponge. It has this sort of damp color to it, and it has water leaking out of it. You can take a wet sponge and put it into a furnace and smelt it, and that would turn it back into a dry sponge and let you reuse it. So we have a new enchantment. You can only apply it to boots, and it's called Depth Strider. You can use it up to Depth Strider 3 in normal vanilla Minecraft. So if we just jump down here, you can see that this is normal water moving speed, and if I were to equip the boots, this is Depth Strider speed. So you can see that it's moving much faster, and that's pretty intense. So the last thing we're going to do before we actually head out is I'm going to show you guys the new mob. That's right, there's a new mob. It's an underwater mob, and it's kind of an asshole. It's called the Guardian, and these things are big, they are mean, they are fast, and they do a lot of damage. I'm going to place one here so you guys can see. It's got spikes. Its eye is always kind of looking at you, so you can see that the eye's moving even though the body might not be. So it's the first mob to have moving eyes, and it's got spikes. So if you get close to it and you hit it, see, these guys are really fast. If you get close to it and the spikes are out, it'll actually do damage to you just like the thorns damage does. And he's got this laser attack, so you can see that he'll attack squids and the laser will stay purple for a couple seconds, and then when it turns yellow is when it actually does damage. So what these guys do is they only spawn around the ocean temples, or the water temples rather, which is what I'm calling it. It's the ocean temple officially. And they will kill off the squids, and they will chase you around. So the spikes do damage if you melee attack them, and they can do damage with that little laser beam attack that they have. They also have a boss variant called the Elder. They're a little bit bigger, and they're totally gray. When you get into certain rooms in the water temple, you'll see a ghostly image of the Elder flash before you, and then you'll have to fight one of them. Alright guys, I think we're all set, so you can see the setup is right back here. What we're gonna do is come right over here. I managed to find a seed that's got a water dungeon very close by, so I'm gonna leave the seed in the description if you guys want to go ahead and explore this thing yourself. But basically, this is how you notice a water dungeon. You'll see that the guardians are around the area. There's the ghostly image of the Elder Guardian. That was incredible timing. And when that happens, like I said, he hits you with Mining Fatigue 3. So this makes it more difficult for you guys to break blocks that require breakage with a pickaxe. But it does make it easier for you to break blocks that require you to break it with a shovel. Unfortunately, this entire water dungeon is going to require you to use a pickaxe. So right here, we can use, go ahead and grab a pickaxe. You can see that we have the prismarine, the dark prismarine. I think I saw the spikes of the elder right below me. Here are the lanterns. So what I'm going to do is break through here to get down, and we're going to try and explain. This is an elder. You can see that it's quite a bit bigger than the guardian, I believe, and it's gray. So, you know, we're just going to attack this guy. If he's got its spikes out, he'll do damage when you're attacking him, but you can see I'm using a diamond sword. You saw how much time it took to kill one of these guys. So what it dropped was a prismarine shard. It will either drop prismarine shards, prismarine crystals, or sponges, wet sponges. This is how you get sponges, by the way, is by killing these guardians and the elders. The prismarine shards can be used to make these prismarine blocks, and the prismarine crystals can be used to make the underwater lanterns, the sea lanterns. But yeah, basically what you want to do is just explore. According to the wiki, when you encounter the elder, after you kill him in one room, you'll find him in a different room usually. But it seems that he doesn't respawn after you kill him 3 times. So it seems like 3 is sort of the lucky number. And these guardians also evidently seem to respawn after a certain amount of time. So I'm going to go ahead and do what was told in the wiki. The wiki says that if you get to the center of this place, there are 8 gold blocks. So I think, you know, naturally the next thing we should be doing is looking for those gold blocks. You know, be formed in... Oh, here we go. Found it. So this is where the gold blocks are. This evidently is the center of the dungeon. So I'm going to float up here to show you guys where it is. It's actually not. There's sort of the part that's sticking out, and if you come over to this side, this is where I found the gold. So you see there are gold blocks. This is kind of why it's worth your time to come through here. So you can see that there's 8 blocks. There's 4 on the bottom and 4 on a layer above that, but I'm going to keep exploring. Oh, here's another elder. So you can see the size difference. Here's what a guardian looks like. There's what an elder looks like. And, you know, we're going to kill this guy off. So you can see that sponges are not going to be easy to come by in the vanilla game. You know, there's a bunch of new stuff. So, you know, water dungeons, totally cool. If you guys want to see more updates, and definitely keep up to date when they release the 1.8 update, I'll definitely be doing a video on that. So go ahead and subscribe. Click the red button right below this video to subscribe to the video to stay up to date on the Minecraft snapshots. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and leave a like. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you guys enjoyed watching the video. And comment if you have any questions. I'll do my best to get back to everybody. That's pretty much everything here, so I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!